OGAS, Pikes, and the Parapluie virus. What is OGAS? Translated from Russian, OGAS is known as the National Automated System for Computation and Information Processing. However, it refers to a number of different things within the Girls' Frontline universe. OGAS is a ternary logic tree-structured digital control framework. Originating similarly to its real-world counterpart, OGAS was the Soviet Union's nationwide economic management system developed in the 1960s. While the real OGAS lost funding and development ceased, in the Girls' Frontline universe, the project was based on relic technology and revived in 1975 and would become a cutting-edge information network for the Soviet Union's automation systems in the 80s. Excavated from the relic site OKB-413 in Minsk, the prototype and plans for OGAS were believed to be an automated control system for life support within the relic. After continued development of the OGAS network, it was eventually used as a control and adjustment system for the Pike relic weapon and the OKB-413 facilities. Pike relic weapon systems. January 28, 1961, the Tabsar B facility successfully produced a prototype for the Pike relic weapon system. By the 1970s, Pike relic weapons were further developed and optimized into a functioning weapon system for the Soviet Union. First deployed in combat at Khyber Pass in Afghanistan on January 5, 1981, in order to assess its effectiveness, Pike relic weapons were revealed to be able to break down all matter in their path, as evidenced by a photo of a house sliced in half where one passed through. Scorch marks were also found, which indicated the Pike units produced heat over 1,000 degrees while in operation. This further evidenced by shiny glazed objects found in their path, discovered to be ore in the ground which had been subjugated to extreme heat. After operation, the conclusion was made that the Pike units were extremely dangerous weapons that utilized collapse fluid to produce a force field which disintegrated matter. This effect can be used as an effective alternative to conventional nuclear weapons. Similar to nuclear weapons, extensive amounts of radiation is left behind after the use of Pike weapons. This spread of collapse radiation caused by the conversion of collapse fluid contaminates the surrounding area and infects any surviving organic life with ELID. In 1981, Pike weapons programs would largely be shut down in accordance with the Relic Arms Limitation Treaty agreed upon between the Soviet Union and the United States. In 1991, the Soviet Union would collapse, and remaining Pike weapon systems would find themselves in the hands of now various independent countries. Luckily, due to their reputation for their destructive power, these weapons were either not used at all, or alternative measures to prevent their use were taken by the international community, such as controlling access to the collapse fluid used to fuel them. Pike Nodes post-World War III. In the 2030s, the Pike weapon systems underwent testing and adjustments using OGAS by the Neo-Soviet Union. In 2032, a group of rebels attempted to destroy the OKB-413 relic site near Minsk by overloading the local Pike node and associating OGAS node and destroying the relic in the explosion. Their plan failed when the overload only activated the relic briefly before Brigadier General Carter Neustad's team seized the control room, enabling Javier Witkin's engineering team to deactivate the Pike node. Knowledge of the interplay between Pike nodes and OGAS would inspire Carter's plans with KCZO in 2064, but Witkin would also use his knowledge to ultimately foil Carter's plans. Sometime in the 2050s, the Pike node A-51-241 was taken from the Poldeski submarine base and sent to Sangvis Ferri's main labs to be used by AI scientist Lycaris, who reverse-engineered it and used the result as the base for his AI program later known as ELISA. But when he discovered Elisa's neural cloud reacted to the presence of the Pike node, Lycurgus felt his work was becoming dangerous and removed part of Elisa's framework. The Pike node remained in Sangvis Ferri labs through the Butterfly incident in 2061, and later during Griffin and Kryuger's operation to recover video footage of Lyco's last moments. It was eventually removed and brought to Belgrade in 2064, where Angela was sent to destroy it by the Neo-Soviet Bureau of State Security, Agent K, while Sangvis Ferri sought its recovery, and the newly discovered Paradeus faction sought it for more unknown purposes. It was later discovered that Sangvis Ferri had managed to recover the data stored on the node, and as such abandoned the node core itself, which StateSec would soon recover and use to better understand KCCO interests in it. The Parapluie virus, OGAS, has been used for a variety of purposes since its creation, some more shadowy and nefarious than others. One such example of OGAS being used for more deceitful means is the creation and implementation of the Parapluie virus. The Parapluie virus is a computer virus built utilizing the OGAS system core data. There exists at least 3 known variations of the virus, although a common feature among all variations of the virus is its implementation of an OGAS construct in the infected neural cloud. Paradeus Parapluie. Originally created by the enigmatic faction Paradeus for their use in their various experiments, Paradeus would implant the virus into an experiment host's neural cloud, causing OGAS to attempt to overwrite the host's operating system. Due to the large amount of data the host receives during the override process, there's a chance that it cannot be processed, and the host's neural cloud will suffer irrevocable damage. Example of the experiments Paradeus conducted using the virus can be evidenced by the intel gathered at the Poldaski submarine labs. In the Poldaski labs, Paradeus would implement the virus on various mature cybernetic clones with unique biological neural clouds to study the outcome and create more combatants for their forces. If a clone failed to successfully process the OGAS override, they would be discarded as isomers. If subjects were deemed successful, then they would become Nitos, with some more outstanding successes even being given names. Tactical dolls, this variant of the virus would cause fatal overloads in low-spec dolls, or could provoke a neural cascade when OGAS attempts to override forcibly. However, if the subject's neural cloud is short on storage space, or the OGAS fails to develop its own personality, it will instead be absorbed by the host and remain in level 3. Butterfly Parapluie. Another variant of the Parapluie virus appeared during the Butterfly incident in 2061, which causes infected dolls to enter a berserk state before being destroyed by a neural cascade. It was implemented by William, the equally mysterious and possible leader of Paradeus, in order to assassinate Lycurgus and enable the growth of Elisa. William had prepared 2 dolls with backdoors, UMP-40 and UMP-45, and arranged for them to deploy during what was then Operation Butterfly. UMP-40 was able to successfully employ the virus, causing a massive outbreak of berserk dolls and the inevitable death of Lycurgus, as William had planned. However, UMP-40 managed to shield UMP-45's infection and ensure her survival. Another doll who was infected by the virus but instead managed to survive was M16A1, due to her neural cloud being based on an actual human brain and the aid she received from the newly active Elisa to prevent neural cascade. However, despite her survival, the virus would remain in her system and spread to other members of the anti-rain team. Luckily, M4 SOPMOD 2 and Row 635 had been purpose-built with stronger firewalls, which made them virtually impervious to infection. M4 M4A1, whose neurocloud was closest to that of our human model, especially after Persica lifted the personality limiters, was unaffected by the virus, allowing for the OGAS consciousness to develop independently and unhindered without harming M4 herself. Take note of OGAS consciousness, as we will be returning to that topic later. Lastly, ST-AR-15 would also be infected by the virus, but under a different set of circumstances. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please hit that like button, leave a comment down below, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell to see notifications for my next video. See you guys in the wastes. Stay safe.